Hello, AWSP colleagues in ESD 114 region. My name is Dr. Wilnic Gideon, and I currently serve as a middle school grade level chair for ESD 189. I am a proud principal of Eisenhower Middle School in Everett, Washington. Thank you for allowing me to be able to speak with you all today about a topic that I find so important to us all. Thank you, AWSP, as Thomasina, for giving me a chance to speak through my experience. In order for you to get an understanding of what I want to start off with a poem with you all. It's called Who Teaches Them? Do you remember when a wave of students rushes down the hallway, phones in the hand, locked on the drama ahead, because someone whispered a rumor out? It's a showdown, confrontation, a fight, a moment fueled by impulse? Who teaches them? On the Monday morning tension, a student walks in, eyes scanning, fist clenched, carrying the weight of the words typed in the dark, posted for the world to see. Yesterday's online conflict has become today's real-life battle. Who teaches them? For the child who stays home, not because of sickness, not because of weather, but because fear has built a wall too high to climb. They said the wrong thing. Maybe they were forced. Maybe they became the center of something bigger than themselves. Now whispers turn to echoes and echoes turn to war. Who teaches them? Who helps them make sense of the storm raging inside their mind? Who shows them how to pause before they react? Who reminds them that emotions can be navigated, that not every impulse deserves an action, that they are not alone in learning to be? We do. Adults, parents, teachers, principals, community members, all of us. And now, more than ever, we must step in, not with punishment, not with shame, but with wisdom, with guidance, with a steady voice that says, this is a season of risk, of impulse, of emotion running wild, but this is also a season to learn, and we will teach you. Because teenage minds move at hyperspeed, because they will believe what they hear, feel before they think, act before they understand the weight of their actions, not because they are bad, but because they are becoming, and they need us to help them get there. Who teaches them? This poem embodies my summer of reflection after my first year of being a principal after COVID at Eisenhower. I saw the drama, fear, the risk, and I wanted to know why. I became mindful and I did the research around neuroscience of students. I realized I can do better because I know that when we know we can do better, it required me to be a teacher to our students, our families, in navigating the space of adolescence. Why mindful learning? Well, every day, teenagers are expected to process new information. They're expected to manage their emotions and make decisions while undergoing one of the most intense periods of brain development in their lifetime. Here's what's going on. The prefrontal cortex, we all know, that's responsible for reasoning and decision-making, is still under construction. Their emotional center, the amygdala, is so heightened at this age, is leading to some impulsivity in their behavior. And we all know about the hormonal changes, which can further intensify these emotions, and it's making it harder for students to regulate their responses. You have to think about social media. If we don't take the time to understand the realities of our adolescent development, we risk misinterpreting normal teenage behaviors as defiance, laziness, or disinterest. Instead, I'm asking you to reframe this from being just a puberty, but as a crucial learning stage for our student, for us to be patient, have intentional strategies to help regulate their emotions, build resilience, and strengthen their learning habits. So I'm going to share some of the things I think we can do to create mindful learning schools. One, you got to teach the kids about their brain. Make brain science accessible. It will help students to understand how their emotions impact their learning, how they're impacted by their stress, and how they can control their cognitive processes. Use relatable metaphors, like your brain is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Encourage metacognition. Have students reflect on which learning strategies works best for them. Number two, normalize emotional regulation. Kids need this training, and you are the experts through your own experiences. Help them with visualization, body scans, breathing exercises. Help them to learn how to calm down during conflicts, how to mediate during conflicts. Encourage journaling or reflection exercises to help students process emotions in a productive way. You are the experts in helping students to navigate themselves. Number three, we have to strengthen their executive functioning skill. We need to help our students to set goals, teach them strategies on how to organize themselves, use visual organizers, help students to break down complex assignments and a task. Every kid in this continuum of learning is at their own pace. We have to be able to understand where they are so that we can prescribe the best things to help support those students to learn and grow. Number four, we have to foster a mindset of culture where learning is accepted, where we're fostering a growth mindset. We have to refrain from looking at their mistakes as mistakes, but a learning opportunity. Remember, fail, F-A-I-L, is the first attempt at learning. We should be teaching persistence, growth, encouraging collaboration, understanding that the kids can be where they are at this time. Their brains are so powerful, and they will be able to retain information better at this age than any other age. It really doesn't matter where they start. What matters is how we support them. What matters is if they understand how powerful their brain is, then they can participate in those skills to help them develop and learn and grow. We have that opportunity. We have that knowledge to help our students navigate. We also have to understand that we have to be faster than what social media is giving us. They're our biggest competitor when it comes to instructing and teaching our kids. We are in a generation where short information is deemed to be true. For our adolescents, when their brains are fully developed, they would begin to make these things turn into reality. We have to understand that, and we have to be the teachers of this information, not just to our students, but the teachers and also to our families. It should be part of the cultural norms that we allow students to make mistakes and learn from their mistakes, and no matter what locations where we are. And here's some strategies that I've used, maybe you can use in creating a mindful learning home and community in your communities. One of the first things is understand that adolescents' brains are changing. It's a frustrating time for both parents and kids. It's overwhelming. A lot of the times, parents don't understand these biological and emotional shifts. Kids don't understand it. Teachers sometimes don't understand it. Some of the things we often hear is, why am my child so moody? Why won't they listen? Why do they keep making impulse choices? It's all related to that brain development. But when we begin to demystify that puberty and adolescent behavior, we see that these reactions are not signs of defiance, that they are completely normal developmental responses. The key is not to change their teenagers, but to equip them with the knowledge and tools to support them effectively. What I found is that when kids know where there's challenges and struggles and why, because they're always curious at this age, they want to know why, what's happening. And when you tell them, hey, here's why you're doing this, you could see the walls just break. And the kids say, oh, this is normal? Yeah, like 99% of the kids are in their own range of the continuum, right? But are more likely to be risky. A lot of parents don't know that because their kids were straight A students coming in, they never got into trouble, and then they come into a situation where they don't know how to deal with conflicts because it has never been an opportunity in their homes, because they never got in trouble before, to discuss these conflicts. And where can we teach them? Who teaches them? And so it requires caregivers and educators to be on the same page with this knowledge. And if the parents don't know, we teach, we reframe how they support their children. Why does this matter? We live in a time where distractions, social pressures, and mental health challenges are at an all-time high for our teenagers. If we don't actively help students understand their brains, regulate emotions, and take ownership of their learning, we are setting them up for unnecessary struggle. But when we as educators, the parents, the community leaders, embrace our roles as guides, we transform learning into something far greater than academics. We help teenagers develop the skills they need to navigate life with confidence, resilience, and purpose. Emotional regulation doesn't just happen between conflicts and behavior. It happens throughout our academics as well. If you want to go deeper and learning more about what I have to offer as far as the books, I have, again, Mindful Learning, Unlocking the Gifts of the Teenage Brain. That was my first book, which really focuses more on going over the brain information. I think it's very critical for us to understand. I know it's scientific, but it's not something we should breeze through. And then the strategies that can work for varying different situations. I also have a new book called Raising Ready Teens 21 Essential Milestones for Learning in Life. And that book is designed for parents, educators, and mentors to understand the key developmental milestones teenagers need to thrive, from executive functioning and self regulation to motivation and resilience. And it will offer practical strategies, that research backed strategies to help students set them up for success. Um, Raising Ready Teens, I use 4 characters in the book, made up characters, to kind of give a description of that individual student. It gives you a detail of a student that you may picture as your own child, or a student that you serve on your campus, that may relate to the students in the book, high achievers, athletes. It's in there. Um, Also, you can find me on my website, which is www.consciouslearning.com. It's CONCIUS learning.com. There you can learn a little bit more about my conscious framework, which is a guide in helping educators, parents, students navigate um, uh, this world of mindfulness, and helping our students use the knowledge of themselves to better themselves. I believe that together, if we work together, we can create a generation of mindful learners, students who understand their brains, are able to regulate their emotions, and are truly prepared for the challenges ahead in the world. Thank you for this time. I hope we are able to connect in the near future. I hope you enjoy the rest of your school year. Make this the best 90 days, thinking of the students in mind, by starting with this backward design with the brain in mind. Thank you.